Okay, I just believe I can't play any worse than the previous games this morning. It's not actually possible, is it? I suppose I could play even worse openings. No, I suppose anything's possible. But is it likely? Okay. So I've discovered, actually, Ramanov, who I've played, is one of the top on the Blitz. Anyway, he's a 2935. He's a dangerous guy, this guy, to play. 2935. He's currently one of the top on the Blitz as well. So rank Ramanov, Blitz. What is Blitz ranking? Oh, 88 with 2935. There's a lot of people above 2935. So how does he play with black? Out of interest. Okay, now we've got a game. Alright, I think I'm going to go to D4 because that was quite pleasant yesterday with D4. Fairly pleasant. Can I go wrong with the fianchetto system? I hope not. I'll let him double the pawns if he wants. Right, take it easy with a double fianchetto. Ask the bishop what it's doing. Play d takes. Queen c2 can just take on d4. E3 is E4, so it already set some problems for me. H3 is a bit weakening, but okay. What about Queen D2? Queen D2 here. Just to keep an eye on D4. I don't want to play G4. The problem with this bishop over here, maybe the queen side. Try and get some queenside pressure going. Rook c1 for another sensible move. Just try and start off with a secure position, basically. That's going to be my new policy with these openings. Just try and get a secure position first before doing anything. So now is it time for b4? Will it get blasted with a5, say? Because otherwise maybe c5 and then b5. b5. Okay, let's stop this guy going any further. I'll take on c6 or knight h4 first. Knight h4 first. Putting pressure on c6. Is e3 possible? If e4, I can make way for my knight to come back. He's trying to trap it with g5. But he has to play bishop f8 and e4 if he really wants to do that. c4 is vulnerable. So knight a4 might be possible here. No, I mean knight a2. I'll play knight a2 for a moment. Mind you, now knight e4 could be a pain. Queen d4. Okay, I thought knight e4 was quite strong. Queen d4 might be okay. Let's give me that diagonal. Yeah, knight e4 just seemed to, it could wreck my structure and stuff. Interesting, he didn't play that. Okay, and queen f4 here is g5, queen d2 or queen d1 or queen c3. I think queen c3 looks more tempting. It stops knight e4, that battery. This knight on a2 is a bit sickly. Okay, try and keep a hold of d5. If I can double rooks here and play knight c, this one, get this one back in the game somehow. d3 to f4 is g5, knight h5. Yeah, get this knight to f4, then to h5. g5, knight h5 takes a diagonal. He's given me this on the plate, this diagonal, so that's good news for this game. It's another one, seemingly crushing move missed, knight e4. And now there's a bit of a problem. You could play bishop f8 for knight e4s. Bishop f8. You can play f3, and there's g5 if he wants it. Okay, rook d2 here. Oh, there. g5. Bit loosening. Now to protect c4, I guess. Now there's knight h2 to g4 on the cards. Oh. Okay, I can't have that bishop stuffed. It's queen a5 here. There's knight e3 almost. Knight's protecting the rook. I think knight e3 is possible. Like queen c4 to try and stop. There's knight e4. It starts to look grim. What about queen e5? Just try and get the queens off. Time pressure coming down to a minute. If I get the queens off, try and avoid getting mated. Top priority. If I take an f3 then e4 here, would that be that bad? Weakening f4. There's knight g4 as well. Okay, so I'll play that. Knight g4 here. So much for it, rook d1 take, and then knight f6, so the bishop wasn't on f6. So knight c3 to get this stuff in the game. Oh, there's bishop f3. Whoops. Oh, why have I now bishop f3? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's happened. Knight's protected, thankfully. Okay, can I get this into the game? How about with exchanges? I'll get the bishop back to c3. Got to tweeting quite nicely today. Okay, so bishop c3. Knight's only got, well, it's got f6. Give me f6. I'll take that. Well, I could get mated on h1, I guess, in theory. Get my king to e1 here. I get mated on d1 if I'm not careful. I'll fix down these away from his bishop. Bishop B2 here. That gives me rook C3. No, not rook C3. Let's go back for a sec. What do I want to do here? There's nothing much I can do for the moment. I'll just watch him win my H-pawn. Where's bishop F6? If I want to save the H-pawn, get my king out, I think I'll do that instead. Get rook C4 check and try and get the king out to D2. There's rook F4 of king. Ah, won the bishop. That's easier. Won the rook. Even easier. I think, is it the only half decent game? You can only get better from here. Even though this wasn't a particularly good game, at least the opening wasn't a total shambles. To a certain point. But yeah, why not just knight e4? What was he worried about? Did I take? Maybe this isn't a problem. He's worried about this diagonal. So if I play something like f4, it looks again really weakening stuff. Oh well. So in the game he gave me a nice bishop for a while, and then difficult position, but got my king out anyway. Thanks very much. Comments or questions on YouTube.